is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, this is Billy Ray Valentine, the offices of Duke & Duke, 100 South Broad Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Looking good, feeling good. The doctor had bad news for me yesterday. He said, I've got bad news and I've got good news. I said, well, give me the bad news first. He said, young man, he said, you're going to die. And I said, what's the good news? He said, it's not going to be for a very long time. So it looks like I'm going to be around here for a little bit longer here. Now, I wanted to bring to your attention this graph up here of the open interest and the interpretation of what that means. If you'll bear with me here 1 second, I have to turn off some limit minders that are beeping now, and these are what we call good beeps. So let's get this thing off just a tiny bit lower here. Hold on. Where are we at here? There we go. All right, hold on here 1 second. I've got to do a little bit of house cleaning, boys and girls. Give me 1 second here, as they say in the trade. Hold on. Okay, let's just move on here to the next one. Okay, here's where we are. When open interest is rising and prices are rising, the market is very strong, okay? Now, we've had tremendous markets Tuesday, Wednesday in the stock market, okay? Open interest is dropping. So if you have rising prices and open interest falling like we've had, market is weakening. That's what the theory is. Now, this might go on forever. Maybe it won't work this time. Maybe something's different this time. But those are the statistics that I've been working with for 61 years. I know they look at those because there's people that, focus on open interest and all this other stuff. So pay attention to it. Now, go to the other one. When you have one that is prices are falling and open interest is rising, the market is very weak. That's the Treasury bond market. The Treasury bond market's getting hit Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Very, very heavy increases in open interest, but prices are falling. So that's what it means. Maybe it doesn't work this time, but that's what we got to work with. Now, let's get back onto this for just a second. I want to bring to your attention this about the algorithmic trading and stuff that's going on, because this is very important. I'm going to put up here the chart of the NASDAQ here over the past several weeks. Since the 1st of July, you'll see we had the big ABCD pattern up there at the top. We had the big move down when we took out the July low. That was on Tuesday, and bada bing, bada boom. Tuesday, Wednesday, we exploded to the upside. Now, the reason why this chart is important, folks, is these people that you're dealing with, these algorithmic people, they usually come from MIT or Stanford or Harvard, someplace like that. Most probably MIT, because they have the financial engineering program there with Dr. Andrew Lowe. But they deal in numbers, folks. There are no fundamentals involved in there. They do have keywords that are in the program. In other words, repo or something like that, whatever it could be, or COVID breakout or something like that. When those keywords, that triggers, some things to happen in the market. But mainly it's all about numbers, where numbers come from. Now look at the low on the 20th. That was a perfect 61% retracement right on the opening of the New York Stock Exchange. This is the NASDAQ, of course, and that was a low at 145.20, and it went all the way up to 147.80. And then look the next day on the 21st. What did it do on the open? And what does it come down to? It comes down to the 382 numbers. These are perfect. These are spot on, perfect numbers, folks. This doesn't happen by accident. Look at yesterday at the high up there. You see we had a 78% retracement there at 14,760. Okay. Now what happened was the market broke about 100 pips overnight. points. And then today we went above that number. You see, we went above that 14,876. And that's what made the Dow Jones rally early in the morning and the S&P, because the algorithmic trading, where we're focusing on the NASDAQ, and they were pushing it, and people see the NASDAQ going up, say, well, I've got to get out of my S&P. I've got to get out of my S&P. So that's what you're working with. Now, the way I follow this, and I think it works pretty good, you watch when it goes back below 14,876. Well, that's when the S&P started to sell off again. So they watch these numbers very closely, folks. These are natural numbers. Believe me, they know that these numbers are out there. I don't know who they is altogether, but somebody knows that stuff. Absolutely, positively, because you see it day after day after day. I'll show you more examples than you want to see, but those are some. Since we're talking about examples, let's take a look here at Mr. Appel. We're going to get up here. This is the chart of Apple over the last 2 weeks. We made the big 3 drive to a top pattern, which was new high 1.27 at 149.60. We came down. Then we rallied up yesterday or Tuesday on the 61% retracement, backed off a little bit. And when we took that out today, what we do? Boom, popping above the 78% level for just a little bit, which is at 148.20, I believe Marshall told us. And so that's something that we need to be focusing on here. So those that, hold on a second here. The boys are telling me to ring the bell here. Hold on a second here. I got to do something here. Okay, there's where we are. All right, let's move on here to the old bondolis. I want to talk about this a little bit because we've had a big move in bonds and something very significant has happened. Oh, I should do the hogs first. Definitely do the hogs first for Bo, because I wanted to. Our Bo or Ruby, somebody in the room asked me about this yesterday. I sent out a video on it. And basically, here's what we're looking at, folks. This is the October hog contract. Thank you, Steve Rhodes, for a big heads up on that. He pointed out that number in the on the D leg was just a tiny bit higher than we were looking at. And what I did over the last 2 weeks, the last week since the 14th of July, this is an hourly chart, and you can see the very nice 3 drive to a top pattern with the 1.618 expansion above the 618. Coming in right where it was supposed to today, and it's already broken 100 pips from that level. The reason why selling at the original ABCD, you see the original ABCD there at 91.58, that was the wrong place to sell it, because if you'd have done it there, you had to set with a point, about a little more than a point of heat, 1.5 points. But if you waited and looked at the hourly chart to see the pattern to where you are right now, that gives you a very, very low risk. And that's what you try to do, is to manipulate actually the word manipulate's not one, is to study, as you look at the picture, in other words, go from a macro view, then go down to a micro view, the macro being daily, the micro being either 15 or hourly or something like that. Then you can see the pattern and say, oh, this is why it's most probably heading to that level. So that's what you're doing. Now, I will give you one more example of this here. Hold on just a second here, and we'll get this up here. Hold on a second. We'll do I want to do the old bondolis here. This has been the gift that keeps on giving. Let me get this up here today here, folks. There's the bonds when we made our high up there. The ABCD there was exact 786. At 167.04, we made an A, B, C, D down yesterday. We made a lower low today by 1 tick than Wednesday. There's the ABCD, and we have rallied all the way up to the 382 retracement already. We'll be right back, boys and girls.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, folks, just for kicks and giggles, I put up the AI program that we're looking at. Here is the chart of the crude oil, and we have just hit, believe it or not, a 0.1618 retracement on the daily. They're at 41.45. We're trading at 41.40 right now. Maybe it goes above that. Maybe it could. This is the prediction that we're looking at. If you have an interest in seeing these, I do them for Europe and I do them for the U.S. I'm going to do an experiment for a month. If you're interested in getting these, this would be for gold, crude oil, E-mini, S&P, sometimes the NASDAQ, soybeans, and a couple others. Usually I'll send them out. They come by email. It's $100 a month. If you're interested, give me an email, larrypesavento@gmail.com. We'll try it for a month to see if you look at it. And it comes with my book, Artificial Intelligence, on how to use it and stuff, because it's a timing tool. Has nothing to do with price, folks. It has to do with timing. It's a time vibration, and that's what you're waiting to do, is to see that. That's the main thing of trying to pick out these. But it does a better job than most, and so that's why we're taking a look at it. Hopefully down the road we'll make it available to the general public, but that's pretty much what we're looking at. Now, getting back to the opening price. There's the old number that I want to hit. Hold on just a second here. They're ringing the bell here. This is what we like to hear today. Hold on just a second here. Okay, just a second. I'm trying to put orders in and talk at the same time, and walking into chewing gum ain't exactly the way it works sometimes. Let's move on here for a second. Talking about the opening price, folks. The opening price was started by Jim Sibbett and Earl Haddady way back in the 60s. They wrote a little pamphlet, 20-page pamphlet, Opening Price in Commodities. I happened to be working with Dave Nelson at Market Timing market research, and then I would go over and visit these dudes over there, and that would give me a pretty good idea of where we stood as far as, where these things were going to be coming on. Hold on, I'm trying to do two things at once, and, well, that can't be right. Oh, why are they showing that as a... Oh, I got a pricing problem, boys and girls. Shut the front door and raise the rent. That cannot be right. Oh, man, what is going on? CL. Just sorry, boys and girls. I have to do this. This is dollars and cents. I've got to be able to do the EQ. Wow, that cannot be right. 64.30. Boy, something's not right here. I've got a slight problem. I'm showing, maybe you guys can help me here. Why is it, oh, now, this is the problem of doing a trade when you're trying to do two things at once. Can someone tell me which contract of crude oil is trading at 71.37? I don't see any 71.37 trades in September or August crude. Does anybody see what that price is? Can someone tell me that? You're saying that September crude is 71.37? Wow, whoa, I'm so far off. I got a major problem, boys and girls. My price is $1 off, and I'm using commodity quote graphics. There's nothing any better than that. I just double checked it. I'm looking at it right here. What's wrong? This has got to be something wrong. Wow. That is impossible. There's the difference. It's updating now. Okay, I see where we are. Okay. Whatever you think. All right, boys and girls, let's move on. There was a problem. It was not updated. This, my bad. What are you going to do? Hold on just a second here. Shut the front door and raise the rent. Let's move on here to the next one. Okay, I'm very sorry. All right, anyway, Earl Hannity and Jim Sibbett wrote this book. And then in 1980, when I'd met John Hill, I got to know John better and better over the previous 10 years. We went to his home there in Hendersonville, North Carolina at the ranch and spent a great deal of time there. And so what we did is we were able to get the data from the CME. And John's son, John Jr., was at Duke University. He ran all the numbers, and we came up with it, and we had all this data. And what happened was he shared it. John Jr. shared it with Toby Crable, who wrote the opening price book. I think they sell it for $1,200 or something. But if you ever want to throw $1,200 away, that's the way to do it. But anyway, to get back to the story, when Peggy McKay helped me write the book here from the Private Thoughts of a Trader's Diary, Mark was here all the time, and he was writing his book, and we became very, very close friends. Peggy and her husband, Doug, owned about 100 daycare centers all over the country, and many of them were in Canada, and they wanted to move back to Canada. They were living at the Canyon Ranch here in Tucson. It's one of the top 3 spas in the whole world. It's $1,200 a day, and that does not include food. That's just the room. It's nothing to do with the board. Anyway, they have facilities, of course, and everything like that. But the main thing that was important about this was that we became very, very close. And Doug was a lawyer. They were both lawyers, and he was an expert chef. And about once every 2 weeks, they would invite us over to the Canyon Ranch in their $3 million home. There were only 12 private homes on the property. And so we would have this wonderful gourmet breakfast or brunch, whatever it happened to be. It was just something we all looked forward to. Well, later on, they decided they wanted to move back to Canada. And so they decided to put their house up for sale. And this was not easy to sell a house back then. This was it was about 2002, I believe. The market was just starting to go higher, but it was an expensive house. It was almost $3 million. And they didn't want to budge on the price. A few people had looked at it. So we're over there for brunch one afternoon. It was about 11 o'clock in the morning, and the realtor called and said, we have someone to see the house. And so we were there. There were about 6 of us. We're having breakfast there at this big, beautiful kitchen and everything. And in comes the realtor with her client. And her client was none other than the Supreme herself, Diana Ross. And she said, I like this house. And she was talking about it and everything. And she came after it was all over. Peggy told the story behind it was the fact that she said, I would like to buy the house, but I'm going to ask for $200,000, $250,000 price deduction because I'm Diana Ross. And Peggy, being the quick little witted attorney that she was, she says, that's really nice of you, but I happen to be an Aretha Franklin fan. And they didn't budge on the price. And she didn't buy it, and then she sold it, I think about 3 weeks later to somebody at the full price. But that was a funny story that may or may not be interesting. Folks, when we do all these stuff that we're looking at here, I'm a numbers person. That's what I look at. I try to stay away from the baloney of all this other stuff that goes on. I mean, it just really is. It's really hard when you hear about fake news and this COVID virus thing that's going on. I talked to John every day over in the UK, and my God, they're ready to lynch Boris Johnson over there. I mean, they're rioting in the streets and stuff and fighting. I mean, it's truly amazing how bad some of this stuff is. Almost as if they had Trump over there. Hey, we'll take a little break. 877-927-6648.
Are you having fun trading the markets, but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, I'm back, folks. I posted the chart of the longer-term picture of the crude oil. You can see that 61% retracement. Retracement at 71.47. Anyway, let's move on here to talk just a little tiny bit more about the hogs, because I had two questions about them just a few minutes ago. And you'll notice here, when we were looking at this hourly chart, we'd done the daily, then we moved it down, like I say, go to macro and then to micro. And you'll notice this is what we saw. This was a big heads up from Steve Rhodes, too, because he posted it in the room while we were talking about this. And we were thinking that we were looking at a 91.80, but with Steve, with that eagle eye that he is and all the awards that he has for being such a great market timer, pointed out, says, aha, au contraire. And he told us to take a look at 92.80 something, I believe, and the high was 92.88. So we'll work with Steve if he can just get his numbers just a little bit better. But a hat tip to you, my friend. You did a great job. If you're listening, if you're not, I hope the message gets to you. Now, the reason why I posted this is the question is, what do we do now? Well, you've made your first profit objective. If you're risking $400, you've already made your first profit objective. Now, if you're not using multiple contracts, which many of you are not, then you have to decide whether to stick with it with a break-even stop and go for the gusto and look for a possibility of a 3 and a 4 handles down. And this is what that's what you have to learn to do. Remember, folks, when you're doing ABCD, you only have to be right 50% of the time to be profitable. This is proven in the Floor Traders Handbook. I mean, we did thousands of these, folks. And they only work about 61% of the time, but you only got to be right 51% of the time to do very, very well, because your wins are going to be 2.1 to 2.5 times what your losses are. And that's what it's all about. Every day that you come in, you're a merchant. Some day you have bonds for sale. Some days you have hogs for sale. Some days you have the gold for sale. Some days you want to buy coffee. Look at coffee today, man. It just took off like a ruptured duck. It had a possibility of doing that, but who knows that it was going to go. By the way, Ruby, did sugar ever get back above 18? Last time I saw it, it was 17 and change, because it's got to clear 18 considerably in order to break that long-term weekly ABCD pattern. I don't know if it actually done that or not, but we'll be able to take a quick look at that. If you have any questions, folks, it's 877-927-6648. And I hope that gives a little bit of a heads up on that. Let's just, since we're talking about this, we want to take a quick look here at the old Joe here. Whoa, just a second here. Where are you, Joe? There we go. We were talking about how bullish the Coffey was looking. And you'll see here today, there's where we were. And, folks, we are now. You see the top of this chart? Forget about it. You can forget about 170. You can forget about 180. But you can think about it at 192, because that's what we hit today in the old Coffey. We're up 10 cents in 4 days. That's a big move. 10 cents. Try it again, mathematician. We're up 31 cents in 10 days. That is a monster, major breakout. That's it. The reason why, Ruby, the sugar is so important there at 18, and this is why we do the numbers. Let's just try to just get me up here, get it up here. We can see it here. I just want to show you here. This is the daily chart we're going to do it step by step for you, Ruby. Here's the daily chart in the sugar right here. Okay, there's the sugar chart on the daily. But what you want to be doing is, because if you're trading it and you see all that stuff up there at 18, you've got to go to the larger time frame. And when you go to the larger time frame, this is where the treasure is revealed. And there you are, setting exactly, to the Tipperino, 18.45 per pound. It didn't go any higher. We backed off below 16.80, and now we're trading around 117. Now, the key here is if we pop above, see, it hasn't broken off very much. This is a monthly chart, hasn't done anything. So if we can clear 1850, 1890, you're looking at much higher prices in sugar, and that could be another one of these deals for the inflationary thing that may or may not be important. So I hope that helps. Anyway, that's it. Yes, Steve was very spot on, and Mr. Z was both spot on the coffee. Both. This is one of the advantages of the den here at TFNN, folks. You got some really smart people that are contributing here all day long. You only have to listen to the old cowboy flop his jowls, for an hour a day. But boy, there's some pretty smart folks in there giving us some great information along with the charts. So that's also an important fact. I'll get back to the numbers again. When I first started trading at Conti, way back in Conti Commodity, back in Los Angeles in 1969, the main thing that was there was they had Bruce Covener, Mike Marcus, Ed Sakota, and one other of the market, Ricky the Rocket Barnes was there, and they had sheets of paper of numbers, and that's what all these guys were, all numbers per. Jay Cross, he was furnishing them the numbers because he had the computers. And later on, when I got to know Jay, and he became my best friend for many years until he passed away in '95. It was all about numbers. That's all it was numbers. Commodity Corporation had built a automatic trading system. They sold it to Goldman Sachs, I believe, for $50 million when they sold the company. And of course, they didn't want the company. They just wanted that program. But that program was basically based on patterns and stuff, folks. And you know the key to it? Volatility breakout. In other words, they were watching for a pattern to complete and then watch for a breakout of that pattern. That was a big breakout pattern system, and they were wrong a lot. They were only right about 40% of the time, but on the 40% of the time that they made money, wow, they really made a lot of money. You know who else does that, folks? Well, he's not even close to 40%, and that's Tommy Terrific Hugard, who happens to be on the vacation now until the end of the month. But if you're looking at this, what you've got to be able to do is you've got to be able to tell yourself that you want to be able to get to a point where you don't have to risk very much when you're doing these trades. That's the main thing of what you're trying to look at. It's the whole thing is about how much money you don't want to, that you're not going to lose. Just that's what you got to focus on. That's what the whole thing of ABCD is for, folks. Gartley, butterflies, all that ABCD stuff. It's all related to how much money you're going to have to risk. That's the whole key. My license plates, if you've ever been out here to visit me, and many of you have, my license plates, it's a big joke. It's called No Risk. When I first moved here, I bought a new car, and that was in '94, and I couldn't get anything related to Fibonacci for the numbers. And Jimmy Elder, who was my second student, was out here visiting for, I think, about the fifth or sixth time, and he said, well, why don't you just use No Risk? And that's it. This is good. The euro is pounding the lows. Thank you, Mr. Z. We've been waiting for for the euro to be doing that, and let's get it up here because we are getting very, very close in the euro to what we think will be a really good buy. Let's just get it up here. We want to be able to see it here. We're getting down below this support already, I believe, but this is not the one we want to look at. The one we want to look at is the longer term. I don't, Mr. Z, I haven't updated this because this is I imagine, are we trading below 117.70? Have we made new lows there on that? Because that's where it could be looking at. We'll be right back. 877. I'll bring up the euro chart and update it. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, I posted the chart of the euro. I moved it down to the 4-hour. Then I put up the daily. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put up the 15-minute chart just to show you the nice little ABCD pattern that we had here today. Remember, we're waiting to get down to make that double bottom down there. But there's what this is what we did. We had a beautiful sell signal up there at 182.60. And just for kicks and giggles, we'll just bring this up to see if we were able to do anything with this, and you'll be able to see here. I'll get this up. This was what the forecast was supposed to be for, and we were forecasting a high to come in there right around the exact time that it came into. This one happened to work. They don't always work, but when they do, that makes it good. The reason why this euro is so important, folks, is we've got to go to a larger time frame, because this is big. I mean, this is money moving. You know, this is the old follow the money deal. But take a look. Now, this is, well, it may or may not happen, but this is what we're watching. This is the long-term thing here. Look at this level here at just above at 116.90. We're at 117.56 right now. So we need to get down about another 50 or 60 pips, and this is going to be really important. What you'd like to see is you'd like to see it take out the lows of April by just a little bit. That number in the April is 17035. So you want to go 11699 or something like that. Watch that and make sure that there's nothing else happening. Look how many weeks we've been down, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks down. We were 9 weeks up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks up. So we were 9 weeks up, 9 weeks down. So that's why it's such an important deal. So keep in mind that if we're doing something like this, it's very important that we follow what we're supposed to be doing. But we've got a big move coming down. I'll be sending a video out on this tonight to verify, where we want to be looking for and putting in the exact numbers. That's for the folks that get the 24/7. Now, if you have any questions, it's 877-927-6648. By the way, do not miss tomorrow's show, the 23rd of July. We have Mr. Norman, who takes it to the minute, Winsky, and we'll have him on. And then on the 26th of July, boys and girls, we are having a happy birthday party here at TFNN. One of our favorite people, old Dr. Mark P., is going to have a birthday. I think it's his 39th, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll have a big party with cake, caviar, and champagne for everyone. Okay, now, the gold market. The gold market, it's just amazing to me how silver has held up the way that it has. Gold, I still believe we're going to get down one more time to that 1782 level, and I think that would be a good spot to possibly take a look at the gold market from the long side. Someone asked a question about the opening price book and my open interest. The opening price book, folks, does not have anything to do with open interest. The open interest, you get that free at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Go to CME.com. If you don't know how to do it, send me an email. I made a video to show you how to do it, and it's simple enough. What you want to do is on big days, record days, where like we've had in the stock market and bonds, all that stuff, there's where you want to see if there's new players coming in. We've not had new players coming in on the stocks, folks, and that could be a very, very difficult thing to take a look at. So let's remind ourselves that's what we're looking at here. We're looking at numbers. Hold on, we've got a potential caller coming in. Is that true? Okay, Mr. Z has asked if the natural gas is topped up in here. It is a possibility of it. The fact that we've been able to not get above the 3 in the CF4 print, we got the 390 something and change. It's a little too early. Another day or two of this chopping around, Mr. Z, then I'll take a quick look at it. Let's just do that right now, since you're kind enough to do that, and we need to look at these things as we see them. Hold on a second here. There's the daily that we're looking at. This is, you see, where we went above all those numbers. What we're going to do now, this is the macro view. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going down to the minor view, this hourly chart, and this is what Mr. Z is taking a peek at, and that is the fact that we're up here with a potential double top 2 days in a row. Actually 3 days, 21st, 20th, 21st, and 23rd. We got the 397, but see, we're really close to 397. Heck, we just had a print at 396.5, Mr. Z. So you can't really do anything with that. So you have to clear above that 397, and then you see if it's got gusto to the upside. But it's done everything. It hasn't backed off very much, folks. After the big run up, the most it's backed off is from 397 to 387. That's peanuts in that market. So I have to say that you have to wait. There's one other thing that's really important here, and this is what I'm looking at here, Mr. Z. This is the one I think that you might want to pay attention to from listening to the old cowboy all these years. Take a look here at the old macro view here on the weekly now in the natural gas. Remember, Mr. Z was bullish on this stuff when it was $1.65, folks. Now it's $3.90 and change. Now we've got a big ABCD there that comes in at 4.118. And the 786 comes in at 4.199. So that's going to be a pretty wild swinging thing in there. So you want to be waiting to see if that's going to happen. We're only 3 points away from a new high today, folks. This is a weekly chart, so I can't try to pick a top here. It just hasn't backed off enough, and I'm waiting for that print. I want to see those prints above $4, because those are the ones that give us a really good shot to taking a look at some of these things. And we'll just look at this just to show you, folks, how volatile that this stuff can be. I know this is one of Mr. Z's favorite. In fact, it was mine too. This is the move right here. I have to show you this back in 2005, folks, when it was trading at 16. That was my largest single contract win of anything. I made 22 grand on a 22 handle drop in one day. That was on the 8th of I think it was the 8th of in October of that year. But it's very wild. And look where we could come out of here. We can make this is a hell of a bottom that we've seen here in the natural gas. So you've got to give it, as old Rodney Dangerfield said, give them a little respect, because this thing could really be quite interesting. That's what we're paying attention to today. Here, let's keep looking at what we're watching on some of these other things here. And hold on here. We've got to. I'm losing data. I'm losing control of my price bar here to show you the charts. And I wanted to be able to do that. And what happened to the? I'm missing something. Oh my goodness, I'm missing something here. Shut the front door and raise the rent. Something's not right here in River City. What is it? Wow, hold on, boys and girls. Give me a second. I've got to do a little housekeeping right here. Hold on just a second. Here we go. Right here. We got there. This is not good. Not good at all. This is not good at all. Sorry. This is it. Give me 1 second, and we will be back to you in a momento. And that's what we wanted to see. Okay, this is good. All right, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. Okay, let's move on here to one other thing that I wanted to cover, and let me get this out of the way. We'll be right back, folks.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. This is Steve Rhodes. Stay tuned for another great hour of The Trader's Edge, heard here at TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and hopefully I'll get some. Boy, I tell you, I'm having more data problems today. I don't know if it's related to these monsoons, but shut the front door. I'm going to have to get the old technician in here to take a look at this. All right, let's move on to another question, and that is we have Norm Winski is going to be our guest tomorrow for sure. And of course, we have a big birthday party on Monday, which is good. I'll be doing 2 shows on Monday and also another one on Wednesday. I'll be doing the 3 p.m. show for Tom O'Brien. He will not be in, so I'll be taking care of that. So if you have any questions, it's really difficult to get in. But if you can, 877-927-6648. I think it's hopefully it'll be a fun show like it always is. Now, the bonds, I want to get this up here to show you why this was so very important today, just to follow these numbers again. This is the bond market in a down move. You'll notice here that we had the first major ABCD pattern here based on volatility. We got up, I believe the high was I think the exact high was 164.26 or something. It's 164.28. That was the 1.618 expansion. Now we're trading at 164.23. Gartley said on his book on page 222, sell the first A, B, C, D correction in a bear market, and that is the first one right there. We went from 163, rallied a 1.5 to a 382 retracement of the high we made with the ABCD back here. So bonds look sick, folks. Whether that's going to affect the stock market or not, I have no clue, but that's what we're paying attention to here as we look at some of these here. Hold it, we might have another question coming in right now. Let's just double check to see if we have anything there. Internet out there. Bo is telling us it's a significant internet outages across the U.S. today. Bo, that is great information to know, my friend, because I've been experiencing it all morning. Believe me. See you on the flip side tomorrow. Norm Winski, don't miss it. 877-927-6648.
Building wealth trading